this meeting was provided in accordance with Chapter 231, Public Law of 1975.
Okay, I'd like to make a silent meditation, please. Thank you. And also, it's very special thoughts and prayers to Jennifer Brenner's father-in-law, who had passed away these past couple days, and then also Prosecutor Jennifer Webb McCrae. She has also lost her mother this past weekend, so let's just keep them in our prayers. Commissioner, resolution, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Commissioner Albrecht.
Here.
Commissioner Lodes.
Present.
Commissioner Sarra.
Here.
Commissioner Marchand.
Here.
Commissioner Taylor.
Present.
Deputy Director Romero.
Here.
Director Soleo.
Here.
We are in compliance with NJSA 48:2-17 in order that the ordinance may be read by title only. Do I have a motion and second that the ordinance may be read on final reading by title only?
So moved.
Second.
Voice vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ordinance 2024-4, amending and supplementing Ordinance 2023-2, authorizing continuation of the New Jersey County Option Hospital Fee Program for the County of Cumberland. Do I have a motion and second to open public hearing on the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Public comments? On the hearing and final passage?
Yes.
Good evening. We done this ordinance last year, started this program with the money from the hospital. Did we get a $4 million for last year?
We had $500,000 for last year, so then this year it'll be a little over 1.2-ish.
Okay. We had a lot of discussion about this last year, so I know a lot about it, and I really don't agree with the program. But since we are receiving money from a medical facility, I would suggest that we put the money in a dedicated fund to reduce our health benefits for our employees. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Anyone else?
Before we close, can I ask a question? Should I wait till close?
Close it to the public first.
Close it, okay, motion to close the public.
Motion to close, please.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. I would appreciate if, Jeff, you would explain that the fee is not a county fee, that it's not something that we are introducing, but this is a state
Yeah, so
situation, and explain what it is about.
sure. So it's not as fresh in my mind as it was last year, but the state years ago had come up with this pilot program where they then basically put it on the counties to then take the fees in from the hospitals, which then gets used as a match for the Medicaid program at the federal level. So the state used to budget for it in their budget. They then put it on the counties to collect. That money gets used to then match the Medicaid program. Funds come back down to the hospital. So as part of that, the county collects the fee. It gets to retain 9% as its own. The state retains 1%, and then the rest goes back with a 1 to maybe 1.5 times match by the federal program back to the hospitals. So the hospitals end up with more money for their program.
And this is to reflect the population and the need that we have here in this area. And also, Cumberland County is certainly not the only county. I believe just about every county in the state of New Jersey has adopted the hospital fee program at this point in time.
Anyone that's been eligible to do so has done it, to my knowledge, and we were added into it last year. So it actually was maybe like 2018 that originally started, and then last year we became eligible and nothing ran.
I just wanted the public to understand what this fee is about.
And I don't think it's every county, though. The counties have adopted that were eligible, but I don't think
No,
so.
I think you're right,
Doug. I don't think it's every county.
I think we were number 8, and then I do believe everyone that was able to, because it does depend on the population.
Everyone that's been eligible to do
And
it.
it's helped the hospital pay for the care that they were eating. So now all of a sudden, and we, it was two, not just on Spirit, but it was one other hospital that had a join in order for this to happen. So
I think as Mr. Ridgway pointed out, we had a healthy discussion. I think we were in Upper Deerfield when we actually, this was introduced and was passed last year, and I think we had a healthy discussion about the program and what it was about.
Yeah, and to go further to your point, Ms. Bridgeway, about the services that we try to utilize these funding for, a big part of the reason why we have such poor healthcare statistics here is really transportation. That was one of the big reasons, and that information comes from the Spirit themselves, that people can't get the doctor's appointments with very low, a very high, infant mortality rate because of not proper prenatal care and things like that, and it really does all go back to transportation. So I understand the breadth and sort of intention of your comment, but I suggested at that meeting that perhaps using some of this funding to improve our transportation might be applicable as well.
Thank you.
Okay, so,
that sounds like a great suggestion.
Do I have a motion and a second that ordinance 2024-4 be finally adopted?
so moved.
Second.
Commissioner Albrecht?
Yes.
Commissioner Lodes?
Yes.
Commissioner Sorrow?
Yes.
Commissioner Marchand?
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor? Yes. Deputy Director Romero?
Yes.
Director Soleo?
Yes.
The ordinance, the summary terms of which are included herein, has finally been adopted by the County of Cumberland in the County of Cumberland, State of New Jersey on June 11, 2024, and the 20-day period of limitation within which suit, action, or proceeding questioning the validity of such ordinance can be commenced, as provided in the local bond law, has begun to run from the date of the first publication of this statement. Copies of the full ordinance are available at no cost and during regular business hours at the Clerk of the Board's office for members of the general public who request the same.
I just want to make a comment on that statement. So just for the record, the line as provided in local bond law, just ignore that. That be stricken. It's not pursuant to that law. Just wanted to get that off.
Do I have a motion and second to open public comment period on resolutions only?
Second.
All in favor?
Anyone step up?
Motion to close.
Second.
All in favor?
Oh, wait. Okay. Mr. Ridgway?
Resolutions.
Resolution 2024-359, resolution authorizing execution of an intergovernmental agreement with the New Jersey Department of Human Resources to implement the county option hospital fee program. Do I have a motion and second?
Second.
Commissioner Albrecht?
Yes.
Commissioner Lodes?
Yes.
Commissioner Sorrow?
Yes.
Commissioner Marchand?
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor? Yes. Deputy Director Romero?
Yes.
Director Soleo?
Yes.
Resolution 2024-360, resolution in support of the City of Vineland submitting a grant application to the New Jersey Department of Transportation for grant funding to improve the sidewalk network along Main Road from Chestnut Avenue to Oak Road. Do I have a motion and second?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Albrecht?
Yes.
Commissioner Lodes?
Yes.
Commissioner Sorrow?
Yes.
Commissioner Marchand?
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor? Yes. Deputy Director Romero?
Yes.
Director Soleo?
Yes.
Resolution 2024-361, resolution authorizing payment of bills. Do I have a motion and second?
So moved.
Second.
Well, I have a question on check disbursements that we got in our email. Just for my own knowledge. A lot of Cherokee Laredos, I think there's like 16. Or 6, no. 4, yeah. It was, anyway, it was like $40,000 a shot. I was just curious, who's getting them?
I think it's the prosecutor's office that was an order placed last year, I believe so.
Okay. Just looking at who's driving around in a Laredo. Just, just one of those questions. All right. That's fine. Go ahead. You can continue. Thank you.
Commissioner Albright.
Yes.
Commissioner Lodes.
Yes.
Commissioner Sorrow.
Yes.
Commissioner Marchand.
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor.
Yes.
Deputy Director Romero.
Yes.
Director Soleo.
Yes.
Director, before we go on, just to make a point, I get complaints over and over again about the sound system. Can we have anyone look into the sound system that they cannot hear? I think the mic on the camera is the one they hear from.
This one here?
That one, and I think Ms. Cataspati is the other one that they hear. So can we have,
But within the past few weeks, we have that done.
we've had it done?
Stan did it.
Yeah.
All right, that's great. So we can hear feedback. All right.
There was a complaint about the microphones, and the
Several
only
complaints.
suggestion that was made was that perhaps the commissioners would speak towards the microphones.
Like this?
Okay.
Good.
That's what they told us.
Okay, sounds good.
Try that.
From placement and representative. Thank you.
What the hell?
Thank you, Director.
Well, let's see what happens. Okay.
Consent and general resolutions.
Good.
Number 15217, resolution approving change order number 2 to contract for Community Support Services Older Americans Act services for the elderly and disabled for the 2022 through 2024 area plan contract, RFP 21-50. 15129, resolution rejecting all bids for the provision of law enforcement uniforms and related accessories to the County of Cumberland, bid number 24-18, and authorizing for re-advertising for request for bids, bid number 24-18. 15236, resolution approving change order number 1 to contract for providing as required electrical installation and repair services for the County of Cumberland and the Cumberland County Cooperative Contract Purchasing System identifier number 181-CC-CCPS, bid number 21-30, resubmission. 15152, resolution rejecting all proposals to provide concession of vending machine services for the County of Cumberland, RFP 24-19, and authorizing re-advertising for requests for proposals. 15155, resolution authorizing the award of a non-fair and open contract for various repairs to the back con truck for the Cumberland County Department of Public Works. 15181, resolution accepting grant funds for the fiscal year 2024 Small Cities Program Public Facilities Fund for ADA improvements at the Cumberland County Fairgrounds.
Excuse me, Director, is this addition to the funds that are already what's said to the, is this an additional funding? Okay, how much? I'm sorry.
400,000, that's 2 resolutions down.
I see that, but I mean, okay, thank you.
Well, should we stop and make comments along the way, or wait till you're done?
No, I thought we were going to do that.
Is that how we're doing
I
it?
just want, yeah.
Okay.
That's what we're going to do.
Okay. 15182, resolution authorizing the award of a non-fair and open contract for software maintenance with Q's N4 Development Incorporated for providing software support and maintenance services for the Q's N4 computerized dispatch system at the Cumberland County 911 Emergency Communications Center and Sheriff's Department. 15183, resolution approving budget amendment, small city CDBG ADA improvements at the Cumberland County Fairgrounds, $400,000. 15184, resolution exercising second and final option to renew contract for providing consulting services for the development and implementation of the County Option Hospital Fee Program, RFP number 22-47. 15195, resolution approving budget amendment Clean Communities Grant, fiscal year 2024, $241,806.18. 15194, resolution authorizing a sub-grant agreement with the Cumberland County Improvement Authority Clean Communities Program. 15199, resolution authorizing the award of a non-fair and open contract for providing licensed mental health counseling services for the Cumberland County Alcohol and Drug Abuse Office. 15200, resolution authorizing the award of a non-fair and open contract for providing support and maintenance for Precinct Central proprietary software and Marquee Mobile device management. 15201, resolution approving change order number 1 to contract for providing sober living pass-through payments, transportation, coordination, and/or programs activities for family members affected by someone else's opiate use. RFP number 22-24. 15203, resolution exercising third and final option to renew contract for providing a one-stop operator to coordinate the New Jersey one-stop career centers in the Cumberland and Salem Cape May Workforce Development Area, RFP 21-11. 15204, resolution amending resolution 2024-347, awarding a contract for providing various youth services for the Cumberland County Youth Services Advisory Council, RFP 24-10, resubmission. 15205, resolution authorizing application for renewal of Child Protection and Permanency Grant Program contract number 25SF0170. 15206, resolution authorizing the application for renewal of the County Human Services Advisory Council Grant Program contract number 25S00042. 15207, resolution approving budget amendment SFY 25 Child Protection and Permanency Grant Program, $321,000. 15208, resolution approving budget amendment, Human Services Advisory Council Grant Program, $67,313. 15215, resolution canceling expired contracts for June 2024 covering materials, services, and supplies. 15216, resolution authorizing purchases from state contract vendors. 15218, resolution exercising first-year renewal option to contract for providing employee benefits brokerage services for medical, prescription, dental, vision, and life coverage for the County of Cumberland, RFP number 23-33, resubmission. 15220, resolution rescinding resolution 2023-736 and terminating the memorandum of understanding with the Holly City Development Corp. Concerning neighborhood revitalization tax credit fiscal year 2023 internship program. 15221, resolution authorizing memorandum of understanding between the Cumberland County, Cumberland Area Transit System, and Phoenix Senior Village Urban Renewal, LLC. 15222, resolution exercising second and final renewal option to the contract for providing supportive services and transportation for children, adults, and families funded by the Cumberland County Department of Human Services Advisory Council, RFP number 22-22. 15223, resolution exercising second and final option to renew contract for providing supportive services and transportation for children, adults, and family services for the Cumberland County Department of Human Services Advisory Council. 15224, resolution authorizing application and participation with the State of New Jersey Department of Law and Public Safety for the FFY 23 Victims of Crime Act. 15225, resolution authorizing an extension of shared services agreement with Rowan College of South Jersey with respect to the provision of educational services oversight at the Cumberland County Department of Corrections. 15226, resolution authorizing an extension of shared services agreement with the Salem County Vocational Technical Schools with respect to the provision of adult basic skills program. 15228, resolution authorizing application to the New Jersey Department of Children and Families for renewal of the County Social Services Block Grant for the fiscal year 2025. Grant number 25 ODFR. 15231, resolution approving budget amendment, Children's System of Care, CSOC/CIACC program, $39,455. 15232, resolution authorizing grant agreement with the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection Green Acres program. 15233, resolution authorizing shared service agreement between Cumberland County on behalf of the Prosecutor's Office and the City of Bridgeton, the City of Millville, and the City of Vineland for the Police Youth Trust Initiative. 15235, resolution approving budget amendment Green Acres Grant Program, $1 million. 15237, resolution consenting to the proposed Lower Delaware Water Quality Management Plan Amendment. 15238, resolution authorizing an agreement and grant of a license between TN Reserve LLC and the County of Cumberland for county road crossing. 15240, resolution consenting to and affirming the award of a contract to Cumberland Works for providing industry-focused training and internship program services for in-school youth in Cumberland County by means of the Cumberland, Salem, Cape May County Workforce Development Board. 15242, resolution consenting to and affirming Salem County awarding contracts providing one-stop career services, WIOA Title 1B, adult dislocated worker and youth services for the Cumberland County, Cumberland, Salem, and Cape May County by means of the Cumberland, Salem, Cape May County Workforce Development Board. 15210, resolution approving budget amendment FFY 2023 Stop Violence Against Women. Grant program $51,090. 15211, resolution correcting resolution 2024-221 and 2024-265, resolution authorizing grant application to the New Jersey Office of the Attorney General for a sub-grant under the FFY 23 Victims of Crime Act grant program. 15212, resolution approving budget amendment and change in title and text FFY 23 Victims of Crime Act grant program, $469,715. 15243, resolution authorizing a master service agreement with the New Jersey Judiciary Administrative Law for courts for Vicinage 15, Cumberland, Salem, and Gloucester. 15244, resolution amending resolution 2024-325, authorizing a shared service agreement with the City of Bridgeton for the Cohansing Zoo. 15245, resolution declaring a Canon MF1127C color non-functional small copier from the County Department of Aging as disabled, as unneeded, and surplus property, and authorizing it to be recycled by the CCIA as e-waste.
I do have a couple questions. Resolution, is that okay?
I'll get back to this page. I lost my page. Okay. All right. Again, I just want to go back to the beginning where I was.
Resolution 15152, which is number 4 on our list. Was there a reason we were rejecting all of those RFPs?
I'm pretty sure we only got one, and they were statutorily flawed.
Okay.
I think K&R was the only vending company that submitted, and I think they screwed up some of the paperwork.
Okay, all right. And then my next question is, I guess for a little clarification on Resolution 15181 and 15183 regarding the fairgrounds. Are those two different?
Oh, sorry.
Hi, Matt, would you like to come up? Thank you, Matt.
He's at the edge of his seat.
Put my head up, yeah. So that grant is for the grandstand replacement.
It's the same thing?
So it's the
Yes.
same
It's
thing.
just repetitive, that's why I was asking.
One is authorizing the acceptance and executing the grant agreement, because you guys as a board have to do the resolution so that
Okay.
Joe can sign. The other one is, I wish I could do these in the same.
It's for the
to make it
budget.
easier. It's for the budget.
I understand. Okay, I just wanted to make sure it was the same. I got excited for a minute.
That's, don't go nowhere. So this is the same, this is what I was asking earlier. Were we already getting, this is something we applied for. This was the grandstand. This is not
Yeah,
nothing
we're
additional to
waiting to
this.
get approved
Right.
for it.
Okay.
So it's finally got approved.
Right.
So now we get to accept it and modify the budget.
Will this, to get this fixed, will this be before, well, that will be after July, but this will be in the fall that this will probably be worked on? Okay.
So for this year, this summer's events, we're still operating with the current.
Correct.
And that is in acceptable condition for,
Yes, the permitting and inspection has been done on the existing. Yep.
all right, thank you for that.
And does this include the fence the fence that we asked the fairgrounds to pay for last year, the Fair Association to pay for this? Is there a permanent fence be a part of this?
So the original application included enclosing the grandstand and fencing, which I believe is what the Fair Association is concerned about. But until we actually do the site design, I won't know for sure whether that is satisfactory to the Fair Association.
But that's not the same fence for the demolition derby, I think is
No,
what you're
that's what I'm
asking
thinking.
about. That's what you're asking
No,
about.
there's two fences.
Right. So that is no longer there, and that is now if anyone wants to come and use the fairgrounds, that's no longer part of what we have there on the site, and if somebody requires that, they have to, with the understanding that they have to rent it themselves.
Right, and we have spent, the last 3 years accommodating the requests when people say, but it was there before.
Right.
We thought it would be there.
And now the grounds
So-
have been modified, it is no longer there, but it's made very clear to anyone who wants to come in and rent the facility that that's no longer available, and that has to be part of their costs.
Correct, they would rent it and have it installed.
Thank you. And my other question was for Resolution 15184. Are we required to obtain a consultant for the hospital fee program?
Required, no. I just know that I can't personally handle it. I'm not an expert in Medicaid or how these reports are created. So I rely on them to get me through the process.
Okay.
Should we, we're using the same people as the second time, but next year we're going to go out, and there's only like 2 people to do it, right? Or
Yeah,
two or 3?
there's I think there were a couple firms that we had approached to try and get interest when we originally did the RFP, but I don't think there was any other than this one that submitted.
Okay.
But
So we only received one?
at that time, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're just re-upping their contract, or?
Correct, yeah. So now that we're hitting the next fiscal year with the program, their contract runs alongside the same program. So once we get in the spring next year, we'll want to make sure that the RFP goes out in advance and awarded before July 1st.
And I think you answered this earlier, but what is the amount to date, if you know off the top of your head, that we have received from the hospital fee program?
We budget about $1.2 million into this year's budget.
From that program?
Yeah, and so with the start of the new fiscal year, it goes up a little bit, just because as their costs to, their bed costs increase every single year, then that then gets readjusted when we submit it to the state.
And have we earmarked that funding?
It's not
Set aside, or is it just?
general county revenue at this point. So it goes into every expense in the county budget, nothing specific.
Are you happy with the way Myers and Stouffer have done the program? Are you happy with what they've done?
Yeah, I haven't had any issues with them, and the hospitals, they haven't had any issues, and a lot of what they do is more complicated than I'm familiar with, so I do rely on them, and we've had success.
Very good.
I would ask the board that as moving forward, when we begin to create next year's budget, that we look at this funding and try to see if we can earmark it for something a little bit more intentional.
When we get into the finance committees,
Right, just
take
making a note for the future as we get into those conversations.
Mr. Ridgway, on that, you said that there was, so far we collected 500,000, so you anticipate by the end of the year we're going to collect 1.2, is that?
That was last year, so last year the program went into effect July 1st, so we had half a year came in last year.
Understood, I got you.
I do have another question, I'm really sorry.
Okay, well, let's give Commissioner Taylor a chance.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize she had her hand
Since
up.
she's on, well, I'm going to make sure first, since we can't see her. So, Commissioner Taylor, do you have any remarks at this time?
Not at this time.
Okay, all right.
Well,
We'll let,
Commissioner Lewis, you want to fit it here so far?
well, she's, yeah, I want to get her going.
Yeah, I just want to finish.
But I want to make sure we're not just overseeing what Mrs. Taylor may have, so please.
She's good though, right?
She's good, good.
Okay, good. So Resolution 151220, it says that we are rescinding an agreement that we had with Hollis Development Corp. for an internship program?
They requested the cancellation.
They did, they're not using it?
Yeah.
Okay, I was curious as to why.
Okay.
And then my last one is Resolution 15225. This is the shared services agreement with RCSJ in the county jail. We're continuing that shared service, that's excellent. Is it already underway? And maybe, yeah, could have you come and speak to that, I appreciate it. I did.
Hi, Chuck Albino for the Department of Corrections. Yes, the teacher came on board. She actually came on board with, she's not our employee. She's employed through a grant by Salem Vocational. Came on board, I think, in January, did some initial orientation and training, came to the jail about last week of April and started classes in May.
And the classes are being held on-site?
They are.
She's there virtually or in person?
In person, 3 days a week.
Okay, so because I know there was some concern with connectivity and internet services in the facility, in the jail.
Yeah, we have a workaround on that, so they're able to use our existing connections and our equipment there, so they didn't, I think they were looking at some equipment that they wanted to bring in, but what we had was working inadequate. And she's also developing.
Because I know there's isn't there like a big, I don't know, what's a Promethean board or a smart screen or whatever? Is that functional?
It is.
Wasn't there an issue with like Cat5 wiring and things like that?
There was some issue with what they used, whether it was going to work there, but she was able to make what we have work for her. And we also are exploring, we got the tablet program up and running for the inmates.
That's going to be my next question, Mr. Albiez.
Okay, see that? I'm with you.
So that is on board, and we do have our...
Tablets are up and working for the inmates, and we're also we're working with the tablet, Viapath, our tablet company. There may be a component that we can incorporate with our teachers in the education program where the inmates can actually do some of the work on tablets as well. Okay. So that'll expand her access to them. So
I'm glad to hear that, because I know about, over the last year, there's been some issues with connection and service and all of that, and I wanted to make sure that all of that was in place, and so, our educators in the facility could be as effective as possible.
Yeah, and besides just the cosmetic things, we went in and also painted, with the help of county maintenance, painted the classroom and got it looking a little bit more like a classroom.
And I know you have a lot going on right now in the jail, so I just want to commend you on a job well done. So
thank you, appreciate it.
Well, good, where Rowan, they also bring more to the table than just one teacher, right? I mean, they're bringing other things to bear, right, than just one teacher in the program. Well, wasn't that what was talked about originally, that would be help training, expansion of other, after they get out, to get them along, advanced manufacturing, the trades, the road was going to bring them along with different things, right?
To be quite frank, like a trade program in a county jail is kind of a difficult take for some things, because, we have some people there for just a matter of a few days, some are there for more time. It's not easy, but one of the things we've worked on with Salem in developing is there's a ServSafe is a food serving program. I know Wawa, I think, requires now all of their employees, because they do so much food service, to be ServSafe. So that's a program that we're looking to get started probably sometime over the summer and the fall. So that will definitely be a vocational program, and once we get that up and running, then I think we'll use our reentry coordinator, Hanyo, to make contact with some community employers so that we not only get them the ServSafe certification, but also start to plug them into actual employment when they leave.
Did Rowan of South Jersey, did they want to be part of this program? They never reached out further?
Yeah, no, they are. I just had a conversation with Dr. Keating last week, and we're going to put together another meeting in July. Right now, their assistance that they're going to provide is more in terms of an educational counselor and not an instructor. I think they have more ambitious plans for us going forward, but for the foreseeable future, probably the remainder of 24.
Match the inmates with a pathway and get them the documentation and the things they need to be able to be successful in entering those pathways.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Good.
You good?
No, I'm not good.
You got more?
Yeah, I got other stuff. This is, since I have to go all over.
You might as well just continue. So.
All right, 15223, again, you got all these organizations, and you have no scouts. You have the Girl Scouts, but you don't have the scout, the other side of the equation in this. This is probably the fourth year that we have no reach out to the scouting program, which is established, that would probably definitely need to use this money. And they have a headquarters. It's very local. It's very visible, right in the shopping center of Millville now, not the one buried in the woods. I guess they couldn't be found. So it'd be nice to ask them if they would need resources to help as many people, have many kids that they help yearly. Just to help go camping, go do different things outside. When they do vocational training, that's the whole program of scouting. So It would be nice to reach out to them to ask them if they need help. So,
Would you like Melissa Niles to answer that question? Or you
no, not Melissa. I'm just making a statement, all right, that it's about the
I'm sure
14th
there's
year in a row.
reason why.
And it's not Melissa that's who reached out to. It's actually our
Overseeing
first.
grant.
Able to give the answer.
Yes.
She's overseeing the grant, so,
Do you want to,
yeah. I don't think it's negligence on the county's part that we're
No, I don't
reaching
think
out
it's
to the
negative.
Boy
It'd be
Scouts.
nice to yeah.
Good evening, Melissa Niles, Department Head for Human Services. So Commissioner Albrecht, that is a grant. It's the resolution calls it the Child Protection and Permanency Grant that's on the agenda for renewal. So the agencies have to apply. So if the Boy Scouts don't apply, we can't give them anything.
I know.
So.
If you have a relationship with them, maybe you can reach out to them and advise them on the next cycle to apply.
I got it.
Okay.
Thank
Want to
you.
move on to the next one? Thank you.
Yes, give me a second here, all right, since you blew by this stuff, so.
While you're looking, I'm going to backtrack.
I have
Commissioner Marshall, please.
So, resolution, the third one, 15236. It's a change order. It's a large percentage increase. I was hoping, Mr. Ridgway, perhaps you could give a little color to it.
So in these contracts for as-needed services, so electrical, HVAC, it includes an allowance for anything that needs replacements or any wiring that needs to be done. So even if that allowance isn't sufficient, the volume of the work has increased. So we can expand that through change order, and this one in particular increased to 9. I believe this is for fairgrounds electrical. But then also other projects may come up in the next, however long this contract goes on. So it's an allowance that helps get us through the next year. So if there's anything at the jail that needs to be done, then this contract covers any electrical wiring as part of that.
Anything else, sir?
That's all I had.
Commissioner Romero, any questions?
Just one question on 15155, this Beacon truck that we're doing service to, can you explain to me what we're doing to this, Kevin?
Yes, Deputy Commissioner, the VCOM truck is a vacuum truck that's used to clean out all the drain pipes throughout the county, anywhere that they are clogged, specifically down in the townships of Morris River Township, Commercial, Lawrence, all those lower-lying areas. When the winters, when the tide increases, when the rains are heavier, there's a lot of products, a lot of things that clog those drains that don't allow them to continue to flow, causing major problems. And we've been waiting for this to be repaired for some time. It's a very actively used vehicle in our fleet, and we've been clamoring for it. It's a rather large repair, but it has not been, this kind of repair hasn't been done in this vehicle for some time. And it's about a 7.5-year life right now. So we're hoping that this will get us through at least multiple years.
It's being repaired up in Hillsborough, if I'm not mistaken.
It's way up north. That's correct. That's correct.
Has it been transferred up there yet?
It's probably just about ready to be completed, from what I understand.
Okay,
The parts were, and it's a proprietary piece of equipment. That's our biggest problem here.
Products, yep.
Yeah, it's our biggest problem with this specific piece is that it is proprietary. We're subjected to only one company to repair it, and we're at their mercy.
Are you stuck without that right now? Are we down? Like, how long has it been down?
It's been down for a while.
Byron has 2 of those vehicles, I believe.
Yes, and they're much smaller capacity, Commissioner, much smaller capacity, and they use them in a lot of their little smaller jobs, where in this case, we're subjected to using a much more high-capacity product, and ours draws materials out plus forces materials through to the other side, so it's a dual purpose, and it's a single motor operation that operates the unit to drive and then is disengaged and engaged into the vacuum blowout feature. So it's a much more sophisticated and larger capacity product. But
It's a very expensive truck.
Yes, it is.
But so if it's about to be completed, I guess I'm done asking you the question, because I like to have it back.
As with all of our regions, Deputy Commissioner, they've been clamoring for it. It's been a difficult and arduous process to get to the end, but we really need it, and our purchasing people and the finance people have helped us.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. All right, let's go to Commissioner Sorrow, and then we'll go to Commissioner Albrecht last, since he's...
I'm good. All the questions I had to have answered, I asked before the meeting.
Commissioner, you will...
Well, just a question with we're doing the Allen Associates, or have we, this renewal, we're not testing the waters for another year? This is the only one-year renewal, that next year we go out to bid again? Or is this the first time we're bringing them on?
Renewal option.
This is the first.
If we have a second renewal option.
And how have they been functioning, these guys? Because we had several ones bid on this.
So the contract,
It was a 6-month for the original, and then it has 2 options for 1-year renewals. So this would be the first 1-year renewal.
And how are they performing so far?
We have had no problems. It was a very smooth transition.
Okay.
Thanks. Thank you, Mr. Zara. Okay. Call the close.
Do you want me to read the last 5 resolutions that are pending?
Oh, I'm sorry, my apologies. Go ahead.
15191, resolution awarding contract for supplying and delivering drainage pipe and materials for the Cumberland County Department of Public Works, bid number 24-20. 15197, resolution awarding contract for providing preventative maintenance and repair services for light station pumps at various Cumberland County locations, bid number 24-21. 15202, resolution amending resolution 2022-228, authorizing a contract for providing COVID testing services for the Cumberland County Department of Corrections. 15209, resolution correcting resolution 2024-196, resolution authorizing grant application to the New Jersey Office of the Attorney General for a sub-grant under the FFY 23 Stop Violence Against Women Act. 15219, resolution approving budget amendment fiscal year 2025 Alliance to Prevent Alcoholism and Drug Abuse, $142,142.
I may also have a couple that get added on. So the auditors are finishing up, so we may have the audit report done and drafted by that point, at which I would have a resolution by the board basically signing off saying that they've received it and accepted it. So that may be coming before you guys in 2 weeks. And then also there's going to be a resolution authorizing the sale of bonds. So this isn't new debt that you've authorized. I'm sorry, this isn't new debt that you are authorizing. It's something that's already been authorized the last couple of years. It's just a matter of issuing bonds. So all it is just a form of sale resolution that just says this is how it's going to be advertised, and we execute it, and then the bonds will be sometime in August.
Director, may I ask a question?
Surely, go ahead.
Will we be able to get a copy of those resolutions in an email before the meeting?
Yeah, I just wanted to, since you guys...
Okay, no, that's fine, as long as we can see that before the meeting.
Yeah, and then the audit report, I'll make sure there's a PDF circulated with you guys well in advance.
Good deal, thank you.
As long as it's 2 weeks.
That's all.
Okay. All right, motion to close comments.
No, we're opening comments. We're going to do public session, new business.
Well, we didn't finish.
Right.
We're going to finish the commissioner's comments here.
Yes.
Did we not?
Well, I had asked my question before the meeting.
Okay, then we're finished.
We're already doing the agenda right now, because there are other things we could talk about, right? Bring up, and we bring it up and down.
On the agenda?
Yeah, this is a work session, correct?
Did you bring it to my attention earlier before we...
No, I didn't bring it to your attention beforehand, no. Is this an open meeting, or is this not?
It's an open meeting, but we'd like to know what we're talking about. All the other,
I'm gonna tell you.
the other commissioners, but the other commissioners are not schooled on it, or at least understand what
Oh,
you're
actually,
bringing up.
there is
there.
another commissioner to be schooled on it. I'm going to tell you in a second, Director, are we bringing, you have no original ideas we can bring to the table at all?
No, I didn't say you couldn't bring original ideas, but if the original ideas are not, again, brought to the commissioners, at least to give them some food for thought. Okay.
All right, well, let's bring something that's older then. Have a Crest Street.
Crest Avenue?
Crest
Actually,
Avenue, Crest Street.
Crest Avenue was discussed.
Yeah.
And the Public Works Department, along with Commissioner Sorrow and Commissioner Romero, have been investigating it.
So what we're doing is conducting another traffic study,
Right.
just like we did 2 years ago when it said that the road was safe.
We're redoing that, but is Doug in? Is Doug?
He's online, yeah.
Mr. Whitaker?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Albrecht is asking about Crest Avenue. Last year or the year before, we had some previous issues, and it has risen its head again, and you are in the middle of what, sir?
We have the county traffic safety division is conducting another study which will collect vehicle data, speed data, as Mr. Carter mentioned, the same type of study so we can compare current conditions with the conditions from November of 2022.
All right. And
The board is aware that the city of Millville has agreed to change the allow trucks not to be, stop trucks to be on this road. Not all traffic, just trucks on this road. And they forwarded that letter to us that they voted on, the city of Millville. Is that, everybody in the commission available?
That is correct.
Okay.
That is correct.
All right. Director, this is just the Commissioner Romero and I attended the Veterans Parade and Memorial Day Parade in Violent, and I just want to ask the Commission to consider this, that
Thank you, Mr. Whitaker. My apologies. Yeah.
it's all right. We were in this parade, which was run by a city official, not city person, employee, and in that parade, and not to argue during that point, but right, it bothered me so much that the person basically told that we're just politicians, and that's how we're going to be put in the parade. And I'm being real petty here, but we're not just politicians. We're elected officials when we go to these events, when we go to the steps of City Hall. Any event, there's different parties, we have both sides, but it doesn't really matter when it comes to this. We're elected officials, and that's where they are to represent. And I would like to bring the attention to the city of Violent that the person running this parade doesn't understand protocol, and basically told both commissioners that I'll put you different. And basically, we walked in the middle of the parade, which I really didn't care, but it's how it was presented. That you guys really, you're just here. You're not really. It doesn't matter. Now, Mr. Romero, if you disagree with me, please tell that to the commission. But I felt I wasn't going to argue. I wasn't insulted. I was insulted because the way it was portrayed to me. This person also has done many things to insult this board, this commission, and it should be brought to the highest authorities of the city of Violent that this is what's being projected to them, and it reflects the city of Violent to how it looks on the commissioners or any public official.
Okay, I appreciate your discontent with the way you were treated. I don't feel this is something that we should be bringing up on a public level, but those type of concerns should be brought up to the city.
And they were, but I took it upon myself to just discuss this with the mayor. And
but I don't feel it's necessary to speak.
Yeah, it's not necessary to be on a public meeting.
Okay.
So thank you.
Thank you.
All right, comments are completed and continue.
Okay, do I have a motion and second to open public comment on new business only?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Anyone for public comment?
Motion to close.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have executive session, right?
I was just going to ask, do we have a reason for executive session?
And there's no action intended to be taken after.
Resolution 2024-362, resolution providing for a meeting not open to the public in accordance with the provisions of the New Jersey Senator Byron and Bear Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-12. Matters relating to litigation, negotiations, and the attorney-client privilege. Matters relating to the employment relationship. Do I have a motion and second?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Albrecht.
Yes.
Commissioner Lodes.
Yes.
Commissioner Summer. Commissioner Marchand.
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor.
Yes.
Deputy Director Romero.
Yes.
Director Soleo.
Yes.
This has been a QBC television production, in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC broadcasts on Comcast Cable Channel 22, and live streams its programming on Facebook and YouTube. All rights reserved by Quinn Media and QBC, programming that serves the South Jersey market.